So it's August 26, 2022, Friday afternoon. It's about, I want to say 1:30, between 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a west wind. You know what, I'm going to call that a ceiling. I'm just wondering if all the people that looked at my ceiling video, what constitutes a ceiling and visibility. But I'm going to say, well, I can't point the camera up away from the air. This jet's taking off now. Looks like a kind of a small jet, but I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Maybe it's not a jet. It's not a jet. King Air? Okay, that's a turboprop. I'm going to guess it's King Air. Oh, that's a beauty. That is a King Air. Ah, man. Would that be fun to fly one of those things, yeah? My acquaintance's ex-husband was married to a girl that flew a King Air. Her name was Connie. Looks like he's going due west, huh? Straight out. So that doesn't look like a ceiling there, and it's not, actually. A ceiling, he's gone. A ceiling, if you look at these clouds, back off a little bit here. Okay, if you look at these clouds, ceiling, first thing you look for if you're going to declare a ceiling is more than half of cloud coverage. More than half of the skies is covered by clouds. This is close, you know? And really what this would be categorized as, I don't think they'd make this a ceiling, but I'm gonna guess, well, these things are 4,500 feet. Just that the air, when it gets to 4,500 feet, the air is so cold that it causes condensation, and that's how you get a cloud. And I've noticed, you know, after 25 years of flying, doing aerial photography, that at 4,500 feet, typically, you get up that high in altitude, and that's where you see these guys. And this is not really, you know, I wouldn't call these kinds of clouds a weather event. I would call them a temperature event. The ground warms up from the sun, sends hot air up into to the altitudes, and as it gets high enough, then it's 4,500 feet, it turns into a cloud. Now over here, this is more like a ceiling. That would be an interesting thing to find out. What guidelines do aviation meteorologists use to declare a ceiling or not to declare a ceiling? I think it's half total cloud coverage. That's what I believe. So, but still, it could be a little bit subjective. You know, so, I mean, look at this. Look at all this open air over here. Is that a ceiling? No. I would say there's no ceiling. So I guess they could condition the report saying, you know, scattered clouds, possible ceilings at 4,500 feet, something like that. So then it's on the pilot, you know, it's like, okay, you got to know what the hell you're doing, pal. You don't want to get caught above the ceiling, and if you go over that, let's say you go up to 7,000, 8,000 feet. Look at my dog. Over 7,000 or 8,000 feet. So there's your cloud cover at 4,500 feet. You go above that, and it's Cavu. But you got to get back down on the ground. And if you only have VFR rating, Visual Flight Rules rating, then you cannot go into that cloud. And if you do, and you have to file, well, you call emergency. You go 121.5 on your radio, and you say, "Oh, I screwed up, man. I'm above the ceiling. Can you talk me down?" Well, they're going to be checking you out. They'll cooperate with you, and they don't give you a hard time or anything. Once you get on the ground, they're going to want to see you and talk to you and ask you, how did you get into that situation? Let's have a beer and talk it over. So here comes, I think this is the Bonanza. You can hear that engine. The Bonanza engine is so unique. That's a Bonanza. That engine has some ponies. And see the V-tail? He flew right over me. Look at that V-tail. Remind you of a bird, some kind of, like a seabird, or you know, one of those tall, long-legged birds that have the weird-looking tail. I forget what they call them. Bruce would know. He's close to being a certified ornithologist by this time. He's been taking, bird pictures, since the 90s, I think. There he goes, the Bonanza. It's got a nice range. You better know how to fly that V-tail though. You better know, like the one thing I would want to know is, you know, how do you use it on a slip when you're going in for a landing and you want to lose a lot of altitude, you want to put the airplane into a slip. He looks like he's avoiding the cloud, doesn't it? Anyway, he's got to deal with that. So if you have to slip the airplane, in other words, so you bank the wings to the left and you put in right rudder. So when you put in right rudder on a Bonanza with a V-tail, what do those fins do in the back to enable you to slip? Or maybe they cannot slip. Anybody that has experience with a Bonanza, especially a V-tail, I'd really appreciate your feedback in the comment section. You guys have a CAVU day, if not actual CAVU, like emotionally, mentally, psychological CAVU, if there's a thing. Yeah, in my head, the ceiling and visibility are unlimited. I tell you whose head is CAVU is Elon Musk. Man, I would just love to spend some time with that guy and talk about my perpetual motion idea. I sent him the drawings. Of course he didn't get back to me. And I know that my perpetual motion concept is valid and would work. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'll just go down to Austin and park on his doorstep. That's worked, you know, for other people. You know, you really want somebody to listen to what you have to say, you're gonna chase them down. There's another airplane over there just sitting on the sitting there. Hey, everybody's excited to see an airplane just sitting there not doing anything, right? Well, if you want that, over here, look at them all, man. This lot was empty a little while ago, this airplane parking lot. And look at it now. Whew, packed. I love being around airports. I really, especially this one is not your typical uncontrolled airport. I mean, you can get big Gulf Streams in here. You can get anything but like you know, like you're not going to bring anything like that Boeing makes in here or Airbus. I mean, the runway is like 5,000 feet or 5,500 feet, so it's 1 mile. They could land here. They can definitely land on this, but they would not have enough runway to get off the ground safely when it came time to. So if somebody landed here, like let's say somebody landed here in a 737, flying and dandy, everybody's safe, everybody gets off and goes to wherever they go. But then they got to disassemble the airplane and truck it out of here and put it back together somewhere else. Some of the lessons learned from over 25 years of flying now. Let me see. 79, 89, 99, 09. That's over 40 years of flying, excuse me. Started at 79. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. It's Friday. Now that I'm retired, all the false hype on Fridays doesn't affect me as much. And I don't drink alcohol. I drink very little alcohol anymore. And of course, you know, when you're trying to celebrate something on happy hour or something like that, you know, you're gonna drink. I'm lucky. I gave up alcohol without much of a problem. Although I still like to have a glass of wine, like maybe once a month or every other month or something like that. A glass of wine would be cool. Okay, there's an airplane just landed on the runway. All right, thank you for sticking with me, everybody. And I sure would love to have your observations about ceilings and how the FAA declares a ceiling. I'd really love to hear your take on that. You guys, I love you all, man. I really do. Anybody that's interested in watching aviation videos, we are birds of a feather. How do you like that? Have a great day.